After the long wait, we finally figure out who catches Sobble. Yo, what's up everyone? Treyman1 here. Welcome back to another review of Pokémon Journeys. Today we're covering episode 28. Last week, Ash caught Farfetch'd, and now it's the big awaited episode, Who Catches Sobble? Let's go ahead and get right into it. The episode picks right back off where Ash and Goh are just getting some food, eating, and a Pokemon keeps taking their food. This Pokemon is invisible because of his tears, and that Pokemon is Sobble. Sobble ends up crying and disappearing, and I like how Goh actually mentions, I have to catch this Pokemon because this Pokemon reminds me of what Mew does. And as we know, Mew can kind of change forms and like disappear and do all kind of cool stuff like that. While they're looking for this Pokemon, once again, we get to see the Galarian Nurse Joy, and Nurse Joy has NDD in this series. So I'm wondering what Officer Jenny is going to look like and what Pokemon will she have in Galar. I do like that, even though they're traveling around the world, they're keeping the continuity with the characters the same, with Joy and Jenny. Where, we've been to Kanto, Hoenn, Johto, and Sinnoh, and we saw the original Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny. And now here we are in the Galar region seeing a different version. So I'm interested to see if they'll show off the Alolan, Unova, and Kalos ones. Nurse Joy ends up telling them that Sobble normally hides in this river that Goh ends up going to and giving a nice little speech, mind you, saying that, I like your abilities, I want to help you, come join the team. But because Sobble doesn't respond, they think it's not there. And I gotta say, this is the weirdest scene and capture in a while. Goh angrily throws his Pokeball because he's like, oh great, Sobble's not there, screw this. And what do you know, it somehow manages to hit Sobble. And Ash and Goh are literally having the same reaction as everyone else. Like, what? He caught it? So early on, too. Like, the episode just began and he already caught it. My mindset was that he was going to catch it at the end, but this completely threw me off. We also get to see Team Rocket, and I got to say, they were pretty funny in this episode. Basically, Team Rocket were blown away in their balloon all the way from Kanto to freaking Galar somehow by following Ash and Pikachu. I'm like, what the heck is this, man? And when they try to get Pikachu, they end up getting blown away by the wind once again. This is where Riolu ends up finding a Silicobra, and I gotta say, this thing is freaking huge. What the heck? In the games, they make it look like a small little snake, but in the anime, this thing is huge. And my bro, PokeRap, ended up telling me that it was actually 7 feet, so it's like, what the heck is this thing? But yeah, Goh ends up bringing Sobble out, and actually ends up battling, and Sobble does pretty good. Using the sweat from his head to basically make himself disappear, ends up going invisible and landing multiple hits on this Pokemon. Unfortunately though, once it actually gets hit, it ends up start crying, and the components of his tears actually makes everyone else end up crying, and Goh sadly cannot catch this Pokemon. Following that, the rest of this episode is Ash and Goh mostly looking for Sobble, and I gotta say, this weird gag with Oddish. I remember they did it with Goh's Oddish when they were looking through the freaking labs that one day, and they just ran into Oddish and just stood still. They do the same thing here, and I don't know what's this whole gag, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Goh ends up finding Sobble at the same place that Litten and Stoutland used to live. I'm just joking, but it does look very similar, guys. Unfortunately, Sobble isn't really too fond to Goh right now. It ends up crying and running away again, and Goh starts to feel bad as a trainer once again. Even mentioning the Ash, I shouldn't be Sobble's trainer. I forced it to battle when it didn't want to. I'm not a good trainer. How am I going to do this? Basically, Goh has a lot of self-doubts when things don't go his way is what I noticed. And I actually do want to make a video covering how Ash is helping Goh throughout the series, because he ends up helping him once again in this moment. The series really shows just how great of a trainer Ash is, and like how all his experiences has helped him. Ash is like, yo, don't beat yourself up. This is the first battle that you had with Sobble. You wouldn't have known, and everything won't go your way. Don't give up just because it don't go your way the first time. I really like how Ash is being like a big brother to Goh in the series. It's amazing. And I just can't wait to see more moments of this. Meanwhile, Team Rocket ended up crashing. They ended up running into more Pico who saw their food. And my theory was that Team Rocket were going to get more Pico. Now, more Pico's an interesting case because we do get to see it again, but it's very weird. It ends up running away when Sobble is basically shows itself, and Team Rocket used Sobble to get Pikachu. Another really funny moment I gotta admit though was when Sobble was making Team Rocket cry, and Team Rocket were like, "Oh, we want this Pikachu. How could you do this to us? How could you be so mean?" And Ash and Goh are like, "Geez, sounds like we're the bad guys." But Ash and Go end up battling against Team Rocket's lottery Pokemon, and they actually kind of stuck because of Metal Sound. But this is where we get a nice moment where Go finally, grows a bit more as a character. Unlike how he was like to Scorbunny, like, you can't do this, you should just give up. Go is actually motivating Sobble, like, come on, I know you're strong, you can do this. Like, you can see the character growth in Go, and it's all thanks to Ash. I'm loving how much Go has grown as a person. And Sobble actually ends up believing itself and ends up freeing itself from Team Rocket. And yes, Sobble still is crying, but Go comes up with a strategy to basically overcome this. Remembering that Mr. Mime wore goggles when he was cutting onions, Go ends up turning this from the Pokemon anime into the Digimon anime and gives Ash and all their Pokemon some amazing goggles. I gotta say, they look so cool in this scene. I can't even lie. My boy Goggle Master made an appearance. Shout out to you, Goggles. But after that, Team Rocket ended up blasting up. Go ends up giving some nice motivating words to Sobble. Like, you don't have to battle if you don't want to. I'm sorry I shouldn't have forced you, but I do want to work with you and basically get along. And, to be honest, my opinions on Go catching Sobble at first, I didn't really want Ash to get Sobble because, in Gen 6 he had Greninja, in Gen 7 he had Incineroar, so I think this is the time he should get Rillaboom, like, instead of Inteleon. But at the same time, with Go catching Sobble, I'm kind of nervous because they did give it this big focus, but we seen the last time they did that with Cubone. Cubone only appeared one time after that. I'm thinking Cubone was about to be traveling with Go through region to region, everything like that, but that didn't happen. Like, Cubone got disrespected after that, and I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen to Sobble. Like, we do all this development for it just for it to stay in the lab. And yes, new scans did come out showing Sobble on Go's shoulder. So Sobble could possibly end up being Go's next traveling Pokemon. And it would kind of make sense because, Ash travels the regions with Pikachu and Riolu. It's not just Pikachu. Obviously, Riolu's the baby. He has to train Riolu. So Riolu's been coming with Ash everywhere. It's basically his second traveling member now. So since Ash has 2 traveling members, I think if Sobble's the second traveling member for Go, I would actually like that quite a bit. But we have to wait and see on the future episodes to see if Sobble actually does travel with them or actually appears, or is this just going to be in the lab with the rest of the Pokemon. At the end of it all, though, Morpeko actually ends up returning to Team Rocket. But unfortunately, Team Rocket have no more food for Morpeko, so he ends up going into his hangry mode and sends them blasting off with an aura wheel. Now, I'm really confused at this scene, too, because we don't know how it ends. Like, Team Rocket do blast off by the aura wheel, but I'm not sure if Team Rocket took this Morpeko back to Giovanni like they did to Choodle, or is that just his? Are we not going to see Morpeko again? Now, this could also be signs that Marnie appearing, too. Like, Marnie could end up catching this Morpeko herself. And, that would be cool. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird because they said who's going to catch Morpeko and all the summaries and stuff. And they did put a big emphasis and focus on it. So I have a feeling that Team Rocket did take this Morpeko back to the Giovanni's headquarters, and it's going to appear in the Rocket Lottery one day. But only time will tell. Overall, though, I got to say, unfortunately, this part of the Galar 2-parter was not as good, in my opinion, as the first part. I really did like the first part. We got to see Lance versus Leon, Sonya appeared, Greatness herself, and Ash caught Farfetch'd, which was completely off guard. I don't know what it is, but it seems like this series does a much better job with their Ash-focused episodes than Go. I mean, well, it's obvious that we're going to like Ash more than Go because Ash has been this character we've been following for 20 years. He's the main character of the series. But this time around, it's a dual protagonist being Go as well. And I do like Go as a character, but I don't know, his episodes just lack something that Ash has. Now, hopefully later, as we get on into later on in the series, we finally get to see Raboot evolve in the Cinderace and development for Sobble. Go will become a much better character with much better episodes. But for now, I gotta say, this episode was the weaker part of, this Galar 2-parter. I'm not saying I hate this episode, though, because I'm glad that Go got some great character development. I'm just hoping for more from Go episodes in the future. I know his goal is a bit different, want to catch every Pokemon. But I'm just kind of nervous because I don't want Sobble to get the same treatment that Cubone did. But only time will tell for real. And just in the comments down below, let me know what y'all thought of this capture. I would love to hear. I'm personally glad that Go got Sobble. I hope it's actually his second traveling Pokemon. And who will get Grookey? The ending makes it seem like Ash because we see Dustform, Lycanroc, and Riolu. But with this series, man, we do not know because we thought Ash was going to get Sobble. Thank you all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know what y'all thought of this episode. I'd love to hear. TreyMan1, peace out.